Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Lunchtime Nuggets. I'm Robin Weisner. I'm a life coach and the creator of the Lighter Weight Wellness Program, which is a whole life wellness program for midlife women. And today is episode 14. We are talking about lack of support when you try to start your food freedom journey. So I know I'm a little bit early on here, but as you're joining me live, go ahead and give me a wave. Let me know where you're at today, where you're watching from. Are you having lunch right now? It is a very rainy day here in Virginia, which I kind of love. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in and talk about something that is really common. I hear about it all the time with the women that I talk to through social media and in the Lighter Weight program. And that is the issue of having lack of support for your new journey. And I've been there too, so I'm going to share some of my own personal experience, how it worked for me. Sometimes we know that this happens because we have tried one diet after another and not stuck with it. And, if we're being honest with ourselves, we've tried one thing after another, and our significant other, whoever our support system is, they have seen us try and fail over and over again. They've seen us get all excited and invest a lot of money and then not follow through. And, we got to be honest, they don't want to see you. Number one, if they love you, they don't want to see you be hurt again. They don't want to see you be disappointed. They don't like to see you unhappy, right? And number two, they probably don't want to see you waste time and money. And number three, if you're kind of like how I was, when you start something new, you get all excited and you want to buy all these new things, and everyone in the household is thinking, oh, wait a minute, what does this mean to me? What's in it for me, or what does this mean to me? You would feel the same way, right? If someone came home and declared, we're all going vegan, you'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for that. Don't start pushing that on me. So there's a lot of different factors here when we are getting started on our food freedom journey. And we got to give a little bit of grace to those who are not supportive, because there is going to be some truth to their caution, to their hesitation and jumping on board. And so we want to give them some grace for that. There's some truth in it. In my relationship with my husband, in our lifetime, almost 30 years together, I have spent stupid money on stupid things. Let me tell you, I really, really have. And part of the reason I get upset when he would be like, we're not spending money on that again, it's because I knew he was right. And I didn't want to fail again. And, you have to really take a hard look at whatever it is that you're starting on and think is this really something that I can get behind, or is this something that it's gonna be a flash in the pan, just like all the other things? This is why I teach in my program, in the Lighter Weight program, food freedom. Diets don't work because they're focused on external behaviors. They're not focused on improving your relationship with food and with your body. And so, that's part of the reason why you've had this experience in the past, is because they weren't focused on changing your relationship with food and with your body. So when I started on my food freedom journey about 4 years ago, I guess going on 5 years ago, my husband was not on board. And, but we talked about it. I said, just give me a chance. Let me work. I set a period of time. So let me try it for the set period of time. So that's one approach that you can take, is let them know that if it doesn't work by this date, whatever you decide, then I will stop and I won't spend any more money on it, and I won't go any further. So decide what's your tolerance level between the two of you. Agree on that so that they know they have a part in that. And so that's what I did. Okay, so that's step one, is have an agreement on, how long you want to try this for, right? So they know, is there going to be a point where you will stop pushing this on me? Number two, Don't push it on anyone else. One of the things we as women tend to do is talk about it nonstop, and most of the time men are just like, they're over it. They don't want to hear about it. And we talk about it all the time, and it's just too much. And I'm not stereotyping. It's just that, I mean, really being around anyone that's talking about something all the time, it gets to be a little bit annoying if we're being honest. So zip it. We don't need to talk about it all the time. You're the one going through this. They're not. Actions speak much louder than words. And so that's what happened for me and my husband. I didn't talk about it nonstop. And nobody told me this. This is something that I figured out, right? I didn't talk about it all the time. I just did the thing. And that's what my husband wanted to see in me. He wanted to see that I was actually going to take action and not just talk about it. He wanted to see that this was something that was different. So I didn't make a big deal out of the changes I was making in nutrition. I didn't ask him to eat any differently. And I never advocate that you should cook separate meals. Like, that would make no sense at all. I cooked him the same food. It's just I made more veggies and I ate more of the veggies. I maybe ate less of the other things. Maybe I cooked with a little bit less oil, but I found a way that I could make the food for the whole family. It wasn't a drastic change for them, but I could still stick to my goals. Now, I did ask him to try some new things, and some of it he liked and some of it he really didn't. And if he didn't like it, then I didn't try to make him eat it again. It's a trial and error kind of thing. So, eventually I just continued on my journey. I would go do my workouts, never said anything really about it. I continued to, go through my nutrition program. And, if we were having something like whatever, just say ice cream, I would just be like, no, thank you. It wasn't like, oh no, I can't do this. You shouldn't have that either, laying guilt on everyone. It was just like, no, that's okay. I'm good. I'm going to have whatever instead. Now, food is very emotional. In our family especially, food is love. Food is how we celebrate. Food is how we grieve. Food is how we comfort ourselves. And so what at the root of your family members and people nearest to you not supporting you, at the root of that, a lot of times it's fear, because all change is personal. So if you've had this tradition of whatever, just say for example, like having ice cream every Friday night, and that's like a thing that you do together because you love doing it together, and now all of a sudden you're not doing it, you're choosing not to do it, that could feel like a threat. That's kind of a strong word, but the other person might be feeling like, well, wait a minute, this is something that we do together, and I don't like that we're not doing it together. So open communication is so important. And again, it's talking about it from your perspective and not pushing it on the other person. So you can say, like, we can still have a treat. I'm just going to choose to have something differently. Go ahead and have your ice cream or whatever your thing is, but I think I'm going to try this other thing instead. And maybe once in a while I'll have some ice cream if I want to, but I've noticed that it makes me feel really bloated and gassy, so I think I'm going to switch. You know what I mean? So you got to have that open communication, but remember that all change is personal. So it's not so much that they are against or not believing in you or anything like that. Sometimes it's very personal that they feel like this, they take this change personal. Like, what does this mean to me? How is this going to affect me? I didn't sign up for this. Also, the other thing is that they might feel convicted as well. Like, if you've both been, like my husband and I, we just love food. And for a very long period of time while we were raising our kids, we just kind of ate whatever we wanted because we were stressed and we just didn't care. I mean, to be honest, we just didn't care. And we ate whatever, to our heart's delight. And so, when one person decides to make better choices, the other person, they might feel inside they know they need to, but they're not ready to, and that is okay. And you need to let that be okay, but don't overlook the fact that they might feel convicted within, and they have this own little struggle that they need to work through in themselves. So give them grace and space for that, and don't tell them that they need to do this. You wouldn't like that either. So just give them that space. You do your thing, offer it up. If they want to partake, they can. If they don't want to, it's not a big deal. And just remember that we want to have support, but at the same time, we might not always get it at first. And so the thing is, you can make a lifestyle change. You can find food freedom without the whole family getting on the same page with you. You can do that. You can. So we have to change our mindset of thinking that, well, I can't do this because the whole family, they don't like eating turkey meatballs, and so this will just never work. Forget that mindset. Think outside the box. Find a way that you don't have to ask them to change a thing, and you can honor what you want to do with yourself, and you don't feel deprived, they don't feel pressured, and you have this harmony within you. You can absolutely do that. I did it in my family. Like I said, it took 5 months before my husband got on board. And we tried different foods here and there. And I can tell you there's many foods that he said he would never, ever eat. And now he likes, but it was on his terms. Never because I said something like, I'm never making rice anymore. You have to eat cauliflower rice. Never said that. I tried making it a couple different ways. And eventually he found a way that he liked it. Now he enjoys it. And that's what we eat, right? It's got to be on their own terms. Think about how you would want to be treated. So actions speak louder than words. If you want someone to get behind and support you, show them. Do the dang thing. Don't be hemming and hawing. Don't be making excuses. Do it. Pull yourself up and do it. Make the changes. Make messy progress. Forget about perfectionism. Just be willing to work through those things and be patient. Like I said, it took my husband 5 months before he got on the same page. And, when you are committed, when you've got your eyes on the prize and you're focused, you can find that space to let them. We're all on our own journey. We're all in our own lane, in our own journey. You cannot expect everyone to come get in your lane just because you've made this choice right now. You got to allow them to be in their own lane and be okay with that. And be committed to yours. People don't have to understand everything that you're doing. They don't have to love it. They don't have to be cheering you on. You're doing it for yourself and for the glory of God. And like I said, actions speak a lot louder than words. So show them and be a great example. You can change the legacy of your family by being a great example of showing how foods are not morally good or bad. They don't have a morally good or bad value. It's what the value that we put on them. So show them how you can have that balance and find peace with food. Meal planning is a way of self-care. It's not something restrictive. That it's a way of loving your family, that you've got food that is prepared for them in advance that they can take and grab, right? It's all about mindset. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you want to talk more about it offline, please feel free to message me. And this is, something that I walk women through in the Lighter Way program. And I still have a few spots open in my beta program called Blaze. It is a self-paced, complete whole life wellness program, and I'm still looking for a few more ladies to fill those spots. So if you're interested in that, hit me up. I'd love to talk with you more about it. And and I just wish you all the best on your health and wellness journey. Remember, we are better together. So you might not have support at home, but we've got a supportive community here on my page. I'm happy to support you in that as well. And so if you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's Lunchtime Nuggets. Until then, peace out. Have a great rest of the day.